He about to sit there next to a guppy and talk shit about me. You having a baby with a tadpole.
What are you gonna say about you?
He having a baby with a roly poke. Well, he over there talking about his mama with another bottom who's talking about me, stunning girl. Or if you was talking about me to like
Go ahead, man.
a bitch with some parents. Like
Hey, let me see you.
401k or something. You down there talking about me with the bottom bitch. You sound crazy. That bitch ain't never been on the block I ever been on. Ever. Now you mad. You mad because you got another trailer park baby.
Come on, man. We in Puerto Rico, back. Come on.
He mad because he got another trailer park baby. That's your bloodline, boy. You down there mixing your bloodline with that bullshit. That's your fault. That's your fault. Wake up with a 10 crackhead baby. That's your fault. Not mine. Girl, do not sit here and say Stunner Girl ain't no better. If a bitch came from the bottom to the top on her own, that's who you mate with. I don't give a how she did it. If a bitch came from the bottom to the top on her own, I'm gonna repeat myself. That's who you mate with. That mean her DNA got DNA in it. This motherfucker's in the fucking trailer park.
We outside. Come on.
Okay, go over there with your friends. I'm talking right now. Go over there with your friends. I'm pissed off right now. Jonathan down there mating with the goddamn guppies again. And he over here getting ready to grow up at.
Hey, what did he say about you?
He about to go in there talking about, I'm over here minding my own business, having my own joyous time. And then I hear that my son about to get him live and talk about me, sit there.
What are you gonna say about you?
He about to sit there next to a guppy and talk shit about me. You having a baby with a tadpole.
What are you gonna say about you?
He having a baby with a roly poke. I cannot even, like, just imagine a nigga sitting there talking about his mom with a guppy. This bitch can't even catch a flight on her own. If you don't get the away from around me, Jonathan.
The internet thought it had already seen peak chaos in the Blueface universe, but clearly nobody accounted for one person hitting the timeline like a Category 5 storm his own mother. Karlissa Nevaeh, because when she speaks, oh, she doesn't whisper, she doesn't hint, she doesn't subtweet, she goes full volume, no filter, no breaks, and absolutely zero concern for who's getting dragged in the process. And this time, yeah, she didn't just aim at one person, she came for both Blueface and Nevaeh like it was a double elimination round on a reality show nobody can turn off. We're talking sharp words, bold accusations, and the kind of statements that instantly turn a messy situation into a full-blown internet emergency. Because the moment her rant hit, oh, it didn't just trend, it exploded. Now let's be real. For a second, family drama already hits different. But public family drama, that's a whole different level of uncomfortable chaos. Because now, it's not just about relationships or rumors, it's about loyalty, respect, boundaries, and everything in between being aired out in front of millions of people who are absolutely ready to react, and react they did. The timeline turned into a battlefield overnight. Some people were cheering her on like she just rocked the truth nobody wanted to say out loud. Others, oh, they were side-eyeing hard, questioning whether this was necessary, appropriate, or just straight up messy for no reason. Because when a mom steps into the drama like this, yeah, the stakes automatically get higher. But here's where things really get wild, because this wasn't just a random emotional outburst. Nope, this felt calculated. Like something had been building behind the scenes, waiting for the right moment to finally spill over. And when it did, it didn't trickle out. It flooded the entire conversation. And just when you think you've heard the most shocking part, one specific comment drops that flips the whole situation from messy to straight up unbelievable. And trust me, once you hear that part, yeah, everything changes. All right, let's rewind this chaos properly, because what you're seeing right now didn't just appear out of thin air like some random viral moment. This situation has been simmering in the background for a while, quietly building tension like a reality show that keeps dropping hints before the big explosion. And at the center of it all, the never-ending saga surrounding Blueface, his relationships, and the people tied to his orbit like it's a drama magnet. Now, if you've been watching this storyline from the beginning, you already know this isn't the first time things got messy. Relationships have been complicated, timelines have been confusing, and public statements, let's just say, they don't always match what people think is happening behind the scenes. So when things started heating up again between Blueface and Nevaeh, fans were already paying attention, waiting for the next twist. At first, it looked like your typical internet drama cycle, little comments here, subtle shade there, nothing too explosive. People were watching, but not fully invested. Yet, it felt like the calm before the storm, where everyone senses something is coming, but nobody knows exactly what it is, and then the tension started building faster than anyone expected. Because suddenly, things weren't just between them anymore. The conversation started expanding, pulling in more voices, more reactions, more attention. Fans began noticing patterns, connecting dots, questioning timelines, and just like that, what started as a small situation turned into a growing narrative that was getting harder to ignore. Every post became a clue. Every reaction became part of the story. But the real shift happened when Karlissa entered the picture, not quietly, not subtly, but loud. And when I say loud, I mean the kind of entrance that instantly changes the entire energy of the room. Because when a mother steps into a situation involving her son like this, yeah, it's no longer just drama, it's personal. At first, people didn't even know how to react. Was this concern, frustration, a warning? Or was it something deeper that had been building for a long time? Because the tone of her words didn't feel random. It felt like something that had been sitting under the surface, waiting for the right moment to come out. And when it finally did, it didn't come out calm, it came out explosive. And let's talk about the delivery, because that matters too. This wasn't a quiet statement or a carefully worded message. This was raw, unfiltered, straight to the point energy that didn't leave much room for interpretation. She said what she said, and the internet, oh, it caught every single word like it was breaking news. Now, of course, the timeline didn't stay calm for long, because once her words hit the internet, people started reacting immediately. Some fans backed her up, saying she was speaking truth, saying what needed to be said, calling out behavior that's been overlooked for too long. Others, they were shocked, questioning why something so personal was being aired out so publicly. Because let's be honest, family drama hitting the internet like this, it's always going to divide opinions. Meanwhile, Blueface and Nevaeh were now sitting right in the middle of a storm that was getting bigger by the second. Every move they made or didn't make was being watched, analyzed, and turned into another piece of the story. And the pressure, oh, it was building fast. But here's the part that really changed everything, because as people started replaying her statements, one specific line stood out more than the rest. One comment that didn't just add to the drama, it shifted the entire tone of the situation. Suddenly, this wasn't just about arguments or disagreements anymore. It felt deeper, more personal, more intense. And just when people thought they understood what was happening, new reactions started surfacing. Behind-the-scenes reactions that hinted this situation might be way bigger than what was being shown publicly. And that's when things really started spiraling. And just like that, the situation didn't just escalate, it went full nuclear across the timeline. The moment Karlissa's rant started circulating, the internet didn't sit back quietly. It chose chaos. I'm talking comment sections moving like a live chat during a championship fight, opinions flying left and right. And everybody suddenly acting like they've been waiting their whole life to speak on this exact moment. On one side, you had supporters backing Karlissa like she just dropped the truth nobody else had the courage to say. They were calling her bold, fearless, finally someone said it, energy. To them, this wasn't messy, it was necessary. Like she was stepping in to set boundaries, to call out behavior, to bring accountability into a situation that's been spiraling for way too long. But on the other side, oh, they were not impressed. Critics came through immediately, questioning everything. Why say this publicly? Why drag your own son online? Is this helping or making things worse? And once those questions hit the timeline, it turned into a full-blown debate. Because now it wasn't just about what she said, it was about how she said it, where she said it, and who she said it about. Meanwhile, Blueface himself became the center of a storm he didn't fully control. Every past situation got dragged back into the spotlight. Old clips resurfaced, old arguments reappeared, old narratives came back like they never left. It was like the internet hit rewind and play at the same time, trying to piece together a bigger story from fragments scattered across months. And let's not forget Nevaeh, because she wasn't just a side character in this chaos anymore. Oh, no, she was right in the middle of it, catching direct and indirect heat from all angles. Fans started analyzing her role, her responses, her presence in the situation. Some defended her. Others blamed her. And just like that, she became part of a narrative that was growing bigger than any single statement. Now here's where it gets even more chaotic, the memes. Because no matter how serious things get, the internet always finds a way to turn drama into entertainment. You had posts comparing this situation to a Zeus Network reunion episode where everybody's yelling and nobody's listening. Others were calling it a WWE triple threat match, Karlissa versus Blueface. VS Nevaeh with the audience as the referee. It was messy, hilarious, and completely out of control all at once. But beneath all that noise, the tension kept rising, because the more people talked, the more contradictions started popping up. Fans began connecting dots, pointing out inconsistencies, building entire theories based on small details. Some of it made sense, some of it was a reach. But once those conversations started trending, it didn't matter. The narrative took on a life of its own. And right in the middle of this chaos, something interesting happened. Karlissa Nevaeh didn't back down. If anything, her energy stayed just as strong, just as direct, just as unfiltered, and that kept the fire burning. Because when someone doubles down instead of stepping back, the internet doesn't calm down, it gets louder. At this point, the situation didn't feel like a single moment anymore. It felt like a full series unfolding in real time. Every post was a new episode. Every reaction added another layer, and the audience completely hooked. Even the people saying this is too much were still watching, still reacting, still part of the conversation, whether they admitted it or not. But then the tone started shifting, because beneath the jokes, the debates, the viral chaos, something deeper started creeping in. People began asking bigger questions, not just about what was said, but about what this situation actually means, about boundaries, about family dynamics, about what happens when private issues become public entertainment. And just when it seemed like the situation might start slowing down, one more unexpected detail surfaced. Quiet, almost subtle, but powerful enough to shake everything again. Because now, the conversation wasn't just about words anymore. It was about what might have been happening behind the scenes long before any of this went public. And that's when everything flipped all over again. And just when it felt like the chaos had reached its peak, the situation didn't slow down, it shifted into something heavier, something deeper, something that made even the loudest voices take a step back and actually think for a second. Because now, this wasn't just about a viral rant anymore. This had turned into a full conversation about family boundaries. And what happens when everything gets exposed in front of millions? The aftermath didn't hit all at once, it came in waves. At first, it was still loud, debates everywhere, sides forming like it was a championship match between Karlissa Nevaeh, Blueface, and Nevaeh. Everybody had an opinion, everybody had a take, and nobody was backing down. But underneath all that noise, the energy started to change. People began rewatching everything differently. The same clips that once felt like pure entertainment suddenly looked more serious. The same statements that sounded like drama started sounding like frustration, maybe even something deeper that had been building for a long time. And that shift It made the whole situation feel less like a show and more like something real unfolding in real time. Supporters of Karlissa Nevaeh doubled down, saying she was speaking from a place of concern, even if the delivery was loud. They argued that sometimes truth doesn't come out pretty, that sometimes it comes out messy, emotional, and unfiltered, and honestly, that perspective started gaining traction. Because a lot of people could relate to family tensions reaching a breaking point, but critics weren't letting go either. They pushed back harder, questioning whether going public like that actually helps anything. They argued that some conversations should stay private, that putting everything online only adds more chaos to an already complicated situation. And once that argument started trending, the conversation got even more divided. Meanwhile, Blueface and Nevaeh were still right in the center of it all. Every move they made or didn't make was being watched like a live episode. Silence. People read into it. A post. People analyzed it. Even the smallest detail turned into a headline. The pressure didn't just stay online, it followed everything. Then came the emotional fallout, and this is where things really slowed down. Because beyond the memes, beyond the arguments, there was a realization setting in. This wasn't just drama anymore. This was real people dealing with real situations under a spotlight that never turns off, and depending on how you looked at it, that either made the situation more understandable or more complicated. At this point, the narrative had completely evolved. It wasn't just about one rant, one moment, or one statement. It had turned into something bigger, a discussion about how public and private lines get blurred, how fast situations spiral when they hit the internet, and how difficult it is to control a story once it takes on a life of its own. And just when it felt like things might finally settle, another twist started forming, quiet, subtle, but impossible to ignore. Because now, people weren't just watching what's being said, they were watching what's going to happen next. Decisions, moves, changes that could either calm everything down or flip the entire narrative all over again. And that's where the uncertainty lives. Because if this whole situation has proven anything, it's that nothing stays predictable for long. Every time you think it's over, something new shifts the story. Another detail comes out, another angle changes everything. It's a cycle that keeps people watching even when they say they're done. So now, we're left in that space between what we've seen and what we still don't know. Between loud statements and quiet realities. And that space, that's where the tension stays alive. Because the story isn't finished, it's just waiting for the next move. And if history has taught us anything about this situation, it's that the next chapter isn't going to be simple or predictable. It's going to come with another twist, one that might finally bring clarity or make everything even more chaotic than before. Now wait a minute, you really sat through all that chaos, all those twists, all that emotional roller coaster, and you're about to just scroll like nothing happened. Now, don't do that, because this right here, this isn't just drama. This is a full-blown reality show playing out in real time, and you just watched front row. So let's talk about it. I need to know, whose side are you on? Was Karlissa Nevaeh speaking facts, saying what everybody else was too scared to say? Or did she take it too far by putting everything out there publicly? And what about Blueface and Nevaeh? Are they misunderstood? Or is there more going on behind the scenes than we're being told? Don't play it safe either. I want the real opinions, the bold takes, the theories that got you side-eyeing your screen. And listen, don't just tap that like button, gently smash it like it owes you money, like it said I got you and then disappeared, like it borrowed your charger and never gave it back. Go crazy on it, because every like pushes this video further out, and trust me, this is the kind of story that just keeps getting messier the more people get involved. If you're new here, don't just sit in the background watching like a silent extra. Hit that subscribe button and join the madness. Because over here at Faint Flaws, we don't just watch the drama, we break it down. Flip it, analyze it, and serve it hotter than The timeline can handle that, and trust me, you do not want to miss what's coming next. Because if this situation has shown us anything, it's that the next twist is always louder, crazier, and way more unexpected than the last. So stay locked in. Turn those notifications on and get ready. Because the next chapter, yeah, it's already loading. Fame flaws, where the drama never stays quiet.